So, Michelle, aka Jacka Lador on DeviantArt, released earlier today. This is the second week in a row she's done this. I guess maybe because of school or work or something's going on. But basically, she released earlier today the first part of the 184th chapter, or shift as she calls it. And I'm assuming the reason she did that is because she's going to work on the other part, which she'll be putting probably out tomorrow or today. And the reason I say that is the way she ends it, she does mention in the description that she's going to do a part 5.5. That's what she's going to do, because the sub-arc, she's going literally by parts in it. It's like it's different chapters or shifts, but they're their own like little sub-arc, like a little mini-series. And in this case, it's called Winter Vacation. And today she dropped part 5, or 5.1, if you will. The first half of it, I should say, and then later on, either today, tomorrow, maybe next week, who knows, she's going to drop the second part of part 5, which she's dubbing 5.5. And this was just a little simple, I guess you could say, building portion to that, because I think we all knew, a lot of us that follow Michelle Jacka Lador on DeviantArt, I think we all kind of knew that, she was going to get to this moment. I mean, if you follow her and you remember back to the summer vacation deal, as they got towards the end there, she allowed the characters of Briella and Crystal to have some fun, if you will. And lately, she's also been doing that with the characters, sometimes with little bonus stories, here and there, or extensions of, recent chapters or shifts, as she calls it, to kind of expand on what she originally wanted to do. But the way she does it, though, is she basically does like the first part of it, and then as a bonus, as a 0.5 or whatever, or she does it on its own, basically its own little, or basically she does it and makes it its own little thing, kind of like non-connecting as much. She does it because she knows a lot of people expect that to happen with these characters, or at least they're hoping they'll get some kind of moment in there somewhere, sometime within the story. So anyway, she basically, like I say, dropped the first part of 184, which is basically part 5.1 as I look at it. And like I said, it's a nice little story. It's a nice build up to this moment, because what we see here basically is Crystal and Bree decide they're going to take a hike. They're going to explore where they're at and everything, explore the area, the forest and all that. And Bree provides transportation by turning herself into a horse, which Crystal rides into the forest. They do bump into a bear, which they were warned about to be careful of doing. But Briella quickly is able to figure out how to deal with it, and she basically morphs herself, or shapeshifts herself, into a big black bear, bigger than the one they encounter, and it scares them off. And she does this by basically engulfing, her girlfriend Crystal into a body, which she's used to doing when they have the little playtime. And hopefully when they get to this playtime, Michelle might incorporate some ideas that I suggested throughout, Crystal pushing her face out in an imprint visage-like manner, while she's being satisfied, if you know what I mean, as well as pushing out her hands and arms and kind of waving them and all that, and then bringing them back in, kind of retracting them back in along with her face, if you will. So hopefully maybe she put that in, who knows. But yeah, she basically engulfs Crystal into her to protect her from the bear, while she turns into this big black bear to scare off the bear. And then they decide to head back, or at least closely back to the cabins, to the vacation cabins that they're at. But they decide, because, Briella decided, okay, we're going to go out, we're going to ride, explore the area, and then we're going to have a little rest period, kind of a picnic, whatever. And the last part of this first part of the story really showcases how evolved Briella's powers have become, because she literally morphs herself into a cabin, basically into a cabin, if you will, for them to be in, for them to have some alone time. And it impresses Crystal to the point that, you know, she notices that Bree is morphing other parts of herself into normal versions of herself, like 3 different copies of herself, if you will, to be around her. And basically that's how the story ends, or at least this portion, this half of the 184th shift chapter, if you will, Metamorphosed to Malleability, the Winter Vacation sub-arc. And basically, like I said, Michelle noted that at the end, she's going to do another part, basically a 0.5, to where we kind of get into that moment we were anticipating. Like, you knew they had to get to this moment. You knew Michelle had to get to this moment inevitably, because, you know, again, just like with the summer vacation arc they got to this moment, and now we got to it here in the winter vacation. So overall, again, it's not that long. It's pretty good. Again, it builds us up if you're, into those certain moments that you look forward to in these kind of stories. It builds it up to that moment, and it's one that I highly recommend you guys check out when you get the opportunity to. Again, just like before, I'll provide a link down below and in the annotations so you can see for yourself. Excuse me there. And overall, so far, I've loved the winter vacation sub-arc they're doing. I've really gotten a kick out of it. But once more, and this is just my opinion, guys, once more, I feel that there's something going on with Vic. I don't know what it is. I can't really say, but there's something going on that hopefully by the time we reach towards 200, maybe even afterwards, or somewhere in between, we'll get an answer. I mean, again, to me, it feels a little weird that Briella's initial BFF, Alana, if you will, or Alane, doesn't want Vic to know about the powers and how she's trying to, protect Bree from him finding out. So again, something tells me there's something going on there, and hopefully we'll get an answer down the line. But maybe it's just me. But just the fact that Alana, or Alanye, if you will, Alanye, has to hide Briella from Vic when she performs her abilities and stuff. I mean, we see that here in the Winter Vacation arc, I think in one of the more recent chapters, to where she even has to question her, like, what were you doing? What were you thinking? And Briella, I think, has to explain, whoa, I wasn't thinking, I don't know what happened there, or something. But yeah, she's very protective of Vic not knowing. But again, the question is why. It's like, if you can trust Vic with your own life, and if you feel Vic is trustworthy enough that your friends like Bree and Crystal can trust him and, take what he says as fact or as word, then what's the problem with him knowing about her power? It's like something to me is not adding up. And hopefully I'm wrong, but we'll see. I mean, she's already noted, this being Michelle Jacalador, if you will, she's already noted that she has the first draft of the final draft, maybe, of the 200th chapter or shift to the story, set and ready to be uploaded. She's just got to work out a few details here and there, a few moments here and there, I'm assuming. And if things go according to plan, that should be released, unless she jumps the gun and decides she wants to get it out before the year's out. That should be released by the first or second Thursday in 2022. So yeah, basically in the first or second Thursday of 2022, which is basically, if I can look this up real quickly, basically the first is on a Saturday, second is Sunday, third is Monday, fourth is Tuesday, fifth. On the 6th, it'll either drop on the 6th of January or the 12th of January, but maybe she'll jump the gun, maybe try to get it released a lot earlier than that to close out the new year, to close out 2021, I should say, with, and set up something for 2022. But again, we'll see. We'll see what she does. But yeah, again, as I've mentioned many times before, when I've talked about this story and these recent reviews as well, I highly recommend checking them out. I think you'll enjoy them. Honestly, I've been enjoying them for almost a couple of years now, and I cannot wait to see what she's got in store after her little detour, if you know what I mean, for Bree and Crystal, and then as we build basically to the 200th shift and chapter, if you will, of the story. Again, just me, but I feel that there's something a little off about Vic. But hopefully I'm wrong. But let me know what you guys think down below. Again, links will be provided in the description, as well as an annotation to where you can find the series on DeviantArt. And that's all I'm going to say. Till next time, guys, like the video, comment down below, live chat during the premiere, check out the Teespring store, and I will talk to you later. God bless, take care, and I am out.